Hi everyone and welcome. We're in my garden and this is my weekly update at week 13. And it's the Tuesday after Labor Day, so summer is unofficially over now. But as you can see, things are coming along pretty good. Over here is my cantaloupe, and you may have noticed up here is the next one that's getting big enough to require one of these little sock hammocks that I created. It's definitely got some nice weight to it. And this one down here, it's really getting close to being ready. It's got some really significant weight to it. So I've been looking online to see how to judge when one of these is ready. And it does seem like it's got a little bit more ripening to do before it can be picked. I'm not sure how long a plant like this can continue to grow. But it's got at least 2 good looking fruit on it, from what I can tell so far. The cucumbers are coming along pretty good. Here and there you'll find a cucumber that's starting to grow in size pretty nicely. There's another one back here. And yet another one down here. And here and there's other ones that are starting to come along too. Over here from the back side of the trellis, you can see the cucumbers a little bit better. This one looks like it still needs to inflate a little bit more. This one looks like it still needs to change color a little bit more. They all seem to be slightly different shapes and sizes. But to tell you the truth, I haven't even tasted one yet. Soon, hopefully soon. Peppers all continue to do quite nicely. Jalapenos are coming along pretty good. I really like the way this plant looks. I just love how it's got peppers spawned off all over the place on it. I mean, granted, a lot of them are still nowhere in terms of progress, but other ones are really getting there in terms of looking like they're ready. There's a couple other peppers. These peppers right here on this plant are probably the only non-hot peppers in the garden. Well, no, that's not true. There's also this little plant over here. Produces these kind of small peppers. And I believe that this is really the way they're supposed to look before you pick them. So I'm actually leaving them to ripen completely before they get picked now. I think everyone I've picked up until now has been a bit prematurely removed from the plant. The rest of the garden is pretty much full of these other kinds of peppers, which are more or less all the same. They're all these slightly spicy Hungarian style wax peppers. And they're all coming along quite nicely. Every plant is just littered with tons and tons of peppers everywhere. And over on this last row, where we have tomatoes, there's another rogue plant growing, and it seems to be another melon. And I haven't really taken a close look at this plant yet, but oh, there we go. See a melon growing right there. But I have been sort of trying to help train it up the trellis to give it some support and keep it out of the way of the tomatoes. As far as the tomatoes are concerned, they're all growing quite nicely. But if you take a look at them from up above, you might notice that they've almost all lost height. And that's because I'm actually using this system of having the line that they're being run up. And I'm using it in such a way that I unspool some of the line once the plant gets to a certain point, which allows me to lower the entire plant like so. And then here you can see it's leaning over, and the origination point of the plant is over here. So rather than going straight up, it's now been lowered and leaned. And you can see that's been done to a number of the plants that are growing here. So here too, the plant has been lowered and leaned over, so on and so forth. And that goes for all the plants that were tall enough to get that treatment. Oh, here we can see another rogue plant growing here in my garden. Presumably another melon. Not quite as big as the others, so it might not really end up producing much. So besides giving most of the plants the lowering and leaning treatment, you might also notice that there's a bit fewer ripe fruit on the plants than we may have seen last time, and that's because I went around and I removed all the ripe tomatoes, and there are a few more ripening since then, but I wanted to take as many of them off as possible since there were so many, and a lot of them were cracking, although I might be ready to harvest again pretty soon. But the only other thing that I tried to introduce at some point not too long ago was the whole pruning method, which is, looking for these little side shoots that come out at the base of leaves and turn into a new main stem of their own in most cases. Those are known as suckers on tomato plants. So usually the suckers are trimmed off to try to help direct energy on the plant up through the main stem. But you can see I've been neglecting the pruning on these plants for a little while now, so that's going to be some of the stuff I need to tend to. Like this one here, a pretty major one. A couple other big ones we saw back there. So that'll be something I need to tend to coming up soon. Alright, so that's about it for today, and hopefully you enjoyed the update. If you did, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Show that you like it, and also consider subscribing to the channel. That's always really appreciated as well. So hopefully we'll see you back here again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.